And so we began our journey that we'll be taking together this month. You've already had opportunity to do some sharing, and part of what is very significant for any learning group is a sense of community. So my hope is that as you shared your pipe cleaner creations, that you were really able to listen and just begin to know each other. I'm wondering if right now, if you were to just stop and think, would you be able to look at other people in the class and maybe remember their names or remember what was, significant in terms of someone else's creative potential or connection to the arts. So that's part of my hope for us this semester, is that this month I should say, is that we'll grow together as a community, and that really does strengthen the learning potential for each of us as individuals, and that's certainly true in our work with children. So the importance of community building, I think we've already begun. I regret that I wasn't there to see all of your creations, but I'm happy that you had an opportunity to share with each other. So this class, just as a brief introduction, this class is considered a methods class, and what that means is that it is designed for pre-service teachers or those who are actually already practitioners working with young children. Now, I find that lots of other people take this class and really enjoy the class, and so if you're not planning to be a teacher, there certainly is still a place for you in this class, but it's important for you to know it is a methods class, and that means that we will be focused on ideas about how young children develop and what brain research tells us about learning and what we know to be appropriate pedagogy for our work with young children. We're focused specifically on the age group from birth to 8. And in terms of public schools, we're really looking at pre-K through 3rd grade children. So the class will really focus on young children's connections to the arts, young children's creative potential, what it means to be a creative teacher, and really it will also focus on how each one of you can begin to or continue to see the creativity in yourself and even develop that further during our time together. So that's just a little bit about the class. I want to tell you just a couple of things so that I don't forget to tell you later. You will need to get a sketch pad for this class, and I just mean a little drawing pad. I intended to have one here, and I don't have one with me, but essentially it'll look something like this on the back, just a pad of drawing paper. And you don't need to get anything expensive. I would say $3 or less is probably what you'll pay for that. You can go to the dollar store. But you will need to have that when you come to class on Wednesday. That is on your syllabus, and we'll talk about that in a moment, the syllabus. But just wanted to mention that. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit because this video is new for me. So at any rate, that's kind of an overview of the class. You should have received an email from me telling you about the textbook that you need to get. And there's actually more than one, but the main textbook is the Isabel Raines book. I did call the bookstore on campus on Friday, and they assured me that there were plenty there. So my assumption is that you'll all be able to have that book, and you'll actually need to have the first chapter read by Wednesday. So, as we move forward in the class session today, we're going to do a little bit of collaborative thinking, and you're actually going to break up into groups. And my husband has some large chart paper that's ready for you, and what I'm going to ask you to do is to think about what makes a good school. And then I want you to think about what makes a good teacher, and perhaps most importantly, what makes a good young student. We might say, what is a good child in a classroom setting? And obviously those are value judgments when you say we think this is good or not good. That has to do with what we value. So I'm asking you to work with a couple of other folks in the class and do some brainstorming together, and you'll either write words or phrases that would indicate what you believe to be characteristic of either a good school or a good teacher or a good young student, a good child in a classroom setting. You won't do each of those. You'll do only one of those, depending on what group you're in. And then you'll post those on the back whiteboard, and you'll actually share each of your chart works with the rest of the group. So we're going to turn the video off and let you get started with that.